Hello, and welcome to this episode of Batavia Spotlight, where we get to know more about community organizations and businesses here in Batavia and in our local communities. I'm Ellen Huxtable, your host. So let's get started. Our first guest today is Louis Kreppert from LK Sales and Marketing. So Louis, thank you for joining us.
Sure, thank you for having me here today.
Tell us, what is LK Sales and Marketing?
Sure, I'll be happy to. A few years ago, I created my own company called LK Sales and Marketing to help individuals and businesses sell products on Amazon through a couple of programs they have called FBA, Fulfilled by Amazon, and Merchant Fulfilled. So I provide consulting and coaching to people and individuals that are struggling with selling products already on Amazon, or for those people that are looking to speed up the learning curve and get selling a lot faster. In addition to coaching and consulting, I also sell products myself on Amazon.
So that's how you learned how to do it then, right?
Yes.
So is this selling by Amazon something that anybody can do?
It is. It's something that individuals as well as businesses do all the time. There's a lot of different size businesses. Some are very small, some are large, and Fortune 500 companies sell on Amazon as well. And a lot of individuals sell on Amazon too. Instead of selling their products around the house that they might have, those good unwanted things like CDs and books and DVDs and toys and games, instead of selling them at a garage sale, they'll list them on Amazon and sell them at a higher price and make more money going that way with it as well. Businesses sell on Amazon, and because it's the place to be. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of businesses that are small that just do it on the weekends and so on, and others are full-time, and that's like myself. I do it full-time now. I started in small and worked my way up to full-time.
So this is something that it looks simple when you're a buyer, but when you're a seller, there's lots of little things, tricks of the trade, pitfalls to avoid, things like that people need to be aware of when they're thinking about doing this or when they first started this.
Yes, there is. I would not recommend anybody jump into it right away and just start listing and selling products on Amazon. They have a lot of policies and procedures in place. And they even have tutorials on how to do things. So if you go to the Seller Central account or to their website, you can view those. But you can get in trouble very quickly through all their policies and procedures that they have. And they'll either take your privileges away, or at worst, you'd be charged a lot of unnecessary fees that maybe you weren't aware of.
And you probably waste a lot of time and a lot of effort that way too, then.
Yes, you would, and let spin your wheels and spend a lot of money.
So tell us a little bit about your experience on Amazon. Now, you've been pretty successful with your track record on Amazon. So tell us a little bit about your path to where you are now.
Sure, that's a great question. A few years ago, I was displaced from the retail management position that I was in, and I didn't really want to go back into the corporate world, so I was looking around for places that I could own my own business, because that's something I always wanted to do. And it was recommended to me that try selling on Amazon. At that point, I didn't know much about it, so I did the research. I watched the videos, the tutorials. I took the time to read all the policies and procedures, and then it started to make sense to me. And I did like most people do when they start out. They sell a few things, they send a few things into Amazon and see if they can sell them. Well, sure enough, a couple weeks later, I sold a couple of books and a couple of CDs and a couple of DVDs. And ever since then, I've been hooked on the program because I know it works. And I want to help other people do the same.
So it's something that you've been there, you've done that, you've been very successful at it.
Yes.
And you know the path. So for somebody that's starting out, yes, it's important to use all the materials that are online, but how to put all those pieces together and how to do it effectively, depending upon whether you want to sell your individual one-off things or you want to sell larger quantities of the same object. Those are all of the things that you know about now that people don't.
Right. I can speed up their learning curve for them. It's taken me a couple of years to get to the point where I'm at right now, and it's much easier if somebody wants to speed that learning curve up to look me up and contact me, and that way I can help them sell a lot faster, a lot more efficiently, and more effectively.
So this sounds like something that's not just something that has to be full-time. It doesn't have to be part-time. It can be variant. Somebody can do it a little bit on the side with their regular work, their regular business, or they can look at it as something that's more permanent and a significant stream of income.
Yes, yes. It can be very small. It can be, you can work your way up to larger, or you could just stay selling on very, very little. You know, it depends on what level of income you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you work with somebody on a consultative basis, is that something that you're flexible about, that you're going to figure out where they started off and then bring them to where they want to be?
Yes, yes. So we'll talk about their goals, where they want to be in a couple of years, what their intentions are, and then I'll help them along the way and work with them to get them to where they want to be at that point. It might be a large company, or it might just be you're looking to sell some things around the house that you want to get rid of. Either way, Amazon works for you.
So Amazon works whether you're one person at home, like I might be, or whether you're a good-sized company, a good-sized corporation who's thinking about going on to Amazon as an adjunct to what you already are doing. If you're a big company and you're not selling on Amazon, it might be a really good opportunity. People can talk to you about whether or not it's a good fit for their company.
Exactly, and there are a lot of products on Amazon that don't sell, and I look at the listings and I can tell within a few minutes exactly why they're not, and I'd love to approach those companies and say I could really help them out.
Great. So whether somebody's a company or they're an individual, how do people
Yes.
get in touch with you if they want to mine your experience to see how you can help them with their sales?
I think the best way is through my website called lcreppert.com. Mm-hmm. So you go to www.lcreppert.com, and I have my contact information there, my phone number, as well as my email address is there. So you can look me up there.
Excellent. Well, that's really helpful for all of us, whether we're looking to sell on Amazon in a big way or a small way. So thank you, Louis, for sharing your expertise with us, and I hope people take advantage of that.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And now we'll take a brief time out to hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Downtown Batavia, always moving by nature. Recreation. Nature. The arts. Specialty shops. Restaurants and services. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood. Come, celebrate. Meet friends. Unwind.
See you downtown.
The King County Chronicle is your best source for news and information in print and online in the Tri-Cities and Caneland.
This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country. This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
This is Chronicle Country.
Welcome back to Batavia Spotlight. And our second guest today is Julaine Sullivan from All Dressed Up. So Julaine, thank you for being here.
Oh, my goodness, my pleasure.
Tell us about All Dressed Up and what is it?
Oh, my goodness. All Dressed Up is a theatrical costume house primarily. Mm-hmm. We do rent to the public as well, but we have 10,000 square feet in the Campana building, and it's open to the public, and there's racks and racks of costumes. There's probably there's over 70,000. There could be 100,000 costumes in the building. And so we do mostly theater. We do all of the high school here at Batavia High School. We do all of their plays in Geneva and the local high schools. We do a lot of regional theaters. We ship costumes all over the country. So it's a pretty big enterprise.
So you're shipping costumes to theatrical groups that are all across the country?
Mostly theatrical.
Amateur theatrical and high
Some
schools?
regional, some professional, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Right, exactly. So we just got a call for A Few Good Men that's out in LA.
Okay.
Not sure we'll get the job, but we quoted on that job. And so primarily we do theater, but we do a lot of other fun things.
Tell us about the other fun
Okay,
things.
the other fun things. We do a lot of custom theatrical work. So there's several projects that we're working on right now. Merlin Mufflers, Merlin Auto. We are currently making 2 mascots for them. Have to get those done by February 5th. And then we just bid on a really extraordinary project, and I'm really looking forward to it, so I'm hoping that the company we bid to gets the bid. But it is a museum up in Alaska, And they are putting some wax figures together, and we're creating the costumes to go on them. So they're telling the story of Alaska. They're indigenous Indians originally. We are doing one of them. We have to recreate that. Then we're recreating just a fur trapper from like the late 1800s. There's a Russian prince and princess that we are creating their costumes to go on these mannequins as a part of the story that they're telling. And then a Civil War soldier. And I'm so excited about this project because this is something we will build, replicate, ship up to Alaska, and then it will be there on display for years, I'm assuming. So hopeful that that project will come through. So that's a fun one.
So, with the 70,000 plus costumes you have, if somebody wants something that isn't in the 70,000 costumes, you custom build some amazing things, just amazing things for people who have a professional need or a business need, for example. If a company wants a mascot that looks like a bumblebee, because I've seen your bumblebee costumes, or anything, you can make that kind of costume. Or cosplay, for example.
We do cosplay as well. So, you can now purchase cosplay costumes. You can go on Amazon Prime, as one of your guests was speaking about. But we will custom build them. So it's more than just a prefabricated little thing in a bag. It is designed specifically for you and your size, and it's more elegant fabrics, and it's a lot of handwork. We did a Merida a couple years ago when she was very, very popular, for a woman who does a lot of the cosplay. And we spent a long time finding just the right color of velvet and the right texture of velvet. And then she has this sort of Scottish, Irish detailing on the dress, and it was all hand stenciled and hand drawn on, and grommets and laced up the back, and it was exquisite. And so she's come back in, and we've done modifications to it as she's changed in size over the last couple of years. But that was one of the extraordinary pieces that we did. So.
It can be perfect. It can be exactly what somebody wanted. It can be the colors they wanted. It can be exactly what they wanted, emphasizing what they wanted to emphasize. That's phenomenal.
Exactly. There's a woman that I also do a ball gown every year for. She's a part of the Jane Austen Society.
Okay.
And she does lectures at these conventions that they go to every year. So every year I make her either a ball gown or a day dress or a pelisse, which is a coat, and bonnets and headgear. So every year it's a new, beautiful, exquisite Regency ball gown that she gets to wear.
And you do the research, so when somebody wants something that's true to a period, or true to a character, they get what that period or that character needs to have.
Well, it has to be. So if you're doing that for Jane Austen Society, you pretty much have to make it as authentic as possible with the right fabrics, the right cut, the right fasteners that you put on, and how you do that. And especially the project that we'll be doing up in the museum.
Yes.
The details of that have to be precise because it is museum quality, and it will have to be in that museum for a while. We're really excited about that one.
Very excited. Excuse me. You also do a lot of theatric things. You are involved in some of the theater things that are in the area.
Oh, yes. In particular, my love, of course, is the Shakespeare in the center. We've changed it from Shakespeare and Clark. We now perform in the courtyard here at Batavia Fine Arts Center. And this coming summer, we're doing Love's Labour's Lost. We received a grant from the Batavia Arts Council this year to help fund it. And so one of the things that we're going to do is make it very artsy. So it's Shakespeare, that's art, but we are working in tandem with Water Street Studios downtown.
Oh, okay.
They are doing a gallery showing of art that is inspired by Shakespeare.
Okay.
And so what we're doing is we're setting the play in an art school. So instead of the men, basically, they forswear women for 3 years because they're going to be scholarly and study. So I'm kind of shifting it up and making it into an art education college that they attend, and it's all about art. And then the women come in, and then they mess things up. But yeah, so we're trying to tie all the art elements together. So
that's interesting. So, of all the things you do, what are the things that you found just fun? What are some of the fun things you've done in the past?
Oh my goodness. Well, with theater, of course, one of my favorite shows, of course, is Midsummer Night's Dream that we did last year. And I do a little bit of performing in the area. And I think the other thing that has my heart is the Batavia Arts Council itself. I've been working with them for the past 5 years. And our whole mission is to raise money so that we can support arts and artists and art organizations and art projects in our community. So some of the things that we have given money to in the past is Water Street Studios. They did a project where they did a mosaic with after-school program children, and that is on display at Alice Gustafson School right now. Is it Alice Gustafson? I believe it is. And we helped pay for the print studio that is now at Water Street Studio. Just helped pay for it. We didn't fund it completely. And here at the high school, they have a pug mill, and we helped fund that as well. And that reclaims clay so that they can reuse it. And it saves them about $800 a year in having to purchase clay. So that's one of the things. But we've given money to a lot of different organizations and projects. That's just a few of them we're touching on.
So if somebody wanted to find out more about your costuming or your theater, or they want to become a cosplay person, or they want to become Jane Austen, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, we're in the Campana building downtown. Well, actually, on the corner about 31 and Fabian Parkway. Phone number?
Phone number?
Phone number is 630-879-5130. And our address is 901 North Batavia Avenue, which is the Campana building, that National Historic Landmark building that is so beautiful, that's on Fabian Parkway and Route 31. And we do have a website. It's alldressedupcostumes.com that you can go to. We're on Facebook, All Dressed Up Costumes as well. So.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Julie.
Ellen, thank you. This was fun.
Absolutely, it's fun. Thank you so much. And now we'll take a brief time out to hear from some of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tom Wangler, President of Confident Air. Regular maintenance can prolong the life of your furnace and keep your energy costs to a minimum. Plus, there's less of a chance of a breakdown on a cold winter night. Your furnace needs proper care and attention to keep it running smoothly, so you don't end up paying too much for heating during the cold winter months, or worse yet, with deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We recommend an annual inspection to ensure safe operation. Confident Air, your trusted home comfort professionals since 1992.
The Drendel & Jansen's Law Group has practiced law in Aurora since 1961 and in Batavia since 1994.
We focus our energy on representing people and businesses and families in the local community.
We represent clients in Kane and surrounding counties in matters ranging from divorce to wills, business law to zoning.
We focus our efforts on planning and working towards positive resolutions for businesses and families.
When clients need someone to fight for their interests, we're ready, willing, and able to act as aggressive advocates to protect their interests.
Drendel & Jansen's Law Group with offices in Batavia and Aurora and located on the web at batavialaw.com.
Welcome back to Batavia Spotlight. Our next guest is going to be Scott Corbin, who's the owner of the Jank Guitar Store. And he wants to talk to us about the Road Song Challenge. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the Road Song Challenge and about the Jank Guitar Store.
Sure. The Jank Guitar Store is in St. Charles, Illinois. Actually, I grew up here in the Tri-Cities. I'm the owner of the Jank Guitar Store. This is the Road Song Challenge. It's something just for students in the Tri-Cities, so Batavia, Geneva, and St. Charles, ages 10 to 19. It's a creative talent competition, essentially. They do a rendition of the song called The Road by Case Lee and the Jank, and they can do it in the form of a musical performance, a musical remix, or a dance performance. And the contest just opened. It's only for Tri-City students, as I mentioned, and the grand prize winner receives $10,000.
Now, is this a contest from your store or from other sponsors? Or who is the sponsoring organization?
The Jank Guitar Store in St. Charles is sponsoring the Road Song Challenge.
And what exactly is this song that they're all supposed to do their voodoo to?
Their voodoo to. Well, basically, it's a fun opportunity for them to get recognized for their talents. I grew up here in the Tri-Cities, and I didn't have a competition or something like this, an opportunity like this growing up. So we wanted to provide something where for them to get recognized and for them to have that opportunity. What they can do is a musical performance, so they can do a cover, they can sing, they can dance. They don't have to sing, they could play a different instrument such as violin or piano, and they upload a performance of that to YouTube with hashtag the Jank Guitar Store, and they can do that anytime between now and August 25th.
And what are the criteria that are going to be used to pick the winner of this competition?
Well, thanks for asking. The contestants are actually judged by an independent panel consisting of professional musicians affiliated with Yamaha and Ibanez, and also reps from Pitchfork and Chicago Tribune.
My goodness, so this is, what year is this? Is this the first year or the second year?
It's a first year. It's going to be every single year. So for students who maybe don't want to participate just this year yet, they can wait till next year, of course. It just started. It opened this February. It runs till August, and the winner's announced in December.
Huh. So tell me a little bit about the song they're supposed to do. What kind of a song is this?
Sure, it's a pop song in the style of jank music.
Okay.
Jank is a subgenre of pop music that's guitar-driven, but also incorporates 3 different genres of music to make one overall cohesive sound. The fun thing about this is they get to interpret the song how they feel. So it's actually more about creativity. It's about interpretation of the music. For example, there's a vocal melody. There's a guitar part, but they don't have to do either. They could do a dance performance of along to the music. Maybe they could play it on saxophone, or maybe they could do a different instrument. And it's how they interpret the music that is the main focus of the song challenge.
So could there be a multimedia presentation with a dancer and a guitarist and an oboe player or something like that?
That's a fantastic question. You know, they can have one person accompany them in the video of the performance. So they could do all sorts of media. They could do an animation video. They could be creative. In fact, they could do painting and sketching and artistic drawings as well. So yeah, absolutely they could do that.
And as far as the genre or the style, they could have this done in a Baroque style. They could have it done in a rock style.
Yeah.
They can have it done in a reggae style.
Yeah, they could. Absolutely. Those are great suggestions.
Hey, too bad I'm not qualified to join this thing.
Especially the Baroque one. I like that one.
A nice Baroque piece would be great.
Certainly.
So tell us a little bit about your store, the Jank Guitar Store. Now that's the host and the sponsor for this. So tell us a little bit about that.
It is. We have a great team of people at the store. When I was a child, my dad had a guitar store in St. Charles.
Oh.
So I grew up here. I became a professional studio guitarist. So that's what I've done ever since I was in college. I made St. Charles again my home base a few years ago. And we opened the store in June of 2015. The Jank Guitar Store primarily focuses on lessons. We have our own unique method of teaching called Press, Play, Record. It's a patented musical instruction method created by the Jank Guitar Store. It's actually designed to give kids a fun and easy, understandable way to start playing the guitar and begin playing as early as their first lesson.
So this is the Jank Guitar Store that specializes in guitar lessons. And you told me that you also do some sales, but it's all by appointment.
Correct. We do 7 days a week. We do everything by appointment for the reason that our entire space is dedicated to each appointment. So our lessons or our sales appointments we have some vintage guitars as well for sale.
And are your lessons private lessons or group lessons or both?
Private lessons. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you have a teaching staff that you have?
We do. We have advisors that consult on each one of the areas of our curriculum. So Press, Play, Record deals with how to play the guitar, also how to record the guitar.
Oh, okay. So it's more than just playing in your closet. It's actually being able to play and understanding all the mechanics.
Correct.
Of getting your music out and shared by different people.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, now, in order to be a student, is it for beginners, intermediates, all levels?
All levels, absolutely. Certainly.
So somebody can come to you and say, I don't know how to tune a guitar. Here's my guitar. Please tune it for me?
Definitely. Absolutely.
And as far as ages, what are the target ages?
Well, we work with all ages. In fact, I think maybe at the moment our youngest age is about 6, or maybe they just turned 6. And we go through all ages. For this Road Song Challenge, the ages are 10 to 19. But those are the age ranges that for the store and both for the challenge, yeah. Absolutely.
And so that's the age range for the challenge, and it's also for the Tri-Cities, for Batavia, Geneva, and St. Charles, you said.
Correct, exactly. I grew up here, and like I said, I didn't have an opportunity like this growing up. So I've worked really hard to give back to my community to be able to do that. And so we wanted to create something to give an opportunity to recognize that talent for the youth in the Tri-Cities. So it's only Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles, students ages 10 to 19.
And where can students find out more information if somebody is inspired to go out and give this a try?
Thank you. They can visit our website, which is accessible via the internet, of course, thejankguitarstore.com/the-road-contest.
Okay.
Jank is Jank. So if they Googled The Jank Guitar Store. They can get our main website and click on our link to the song challenge.
Great. And what about your location and your phone number?
Thank you. Phone number is 206-779-2883. We're actually in downtown St. Charles on Main Street, actually 2 blocks west of the river, so we're pretty much at the heart of the town.
Okay. Parking someplace nearby?
There is.
I mean, I've been there, done that, and to get a guitar case for several blocks is a real challenge.
That's true.
Especially if it's really windy and you're sort of small like I am.
And there's snow today, so yeah.
Yeah, so we can't. I'm glad that people can get there. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and let's hope that the contest is I'm sure it'll be a wonderful success for a lot of students, and what an opportunity for them. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thanks for tuning in to Batavia Spotlight. Remember, you can watch us on Comcast Channel 17, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, or on our website, www.mybatv.com. I'm your host, Ellen Huxtable, and we'll see you again next time. If you have any questions or comments, please contact us at 630-937-5413 or email us at info@mybatv.com. Have a wonderful day.